The next question here is from @RobMerch3281 something. Question here is, why are people worried about certain monies being locked up? Do people not have non-retirement accounts, no CDs or savings accounts, no gold or silver? What's wrong with people not putting their money everywhere if certain accounts can be locked up? I think the central question there is actually, how much money should someone keep outside of a retirement account before account access restrictions stop being a serious concern? There's a bit to digest in there. The first part of that is, one, some people just don't have the means to save outside of a retirement account, and that's okay. There's a tax cost to that. Really, the fundamental question here is, what is the actual benefit of having money saved outside of a retirement account? And how would we, from a framework perspective, think through whether it's worth it to actually have a savings strategy that allocates money towards non-retirement accounts if we're going to forego, let's say, the tax benefit of putting money into a Roth or into a pre-tax account. So with that said, I actually would approach this from the standard framework that I've advertised or have disclosed many times on this channel, which is we want to think about retirement as two separate planning efforts. The first planning effort is, do I have the resources, and how can I predict whether or not I'll have the resources to make retirement work? I'm going to pause for a second here and fix something with the stream output here. Let's see if this will help. Okay. So if we think about retirement planning as two separate things, we have determining how much resources we have or we need. That's the capability portion. And then we have the execution portion. How much money someone should save, or your savings strategy should be dictated first by meeting your required amount of savings, or the pool of savings you would need in order to actually make retirement work. So that's a capability element. The issue here is, if someone were to redirect their savings to a non-taxable account, but it was going to require them to work 2 or 3 or 5 years longer in order to arrive at retirement with sufficient savings in order to actually retire, would that be a trade that they would be worth making? Does it add a benefit to retirement just because we have more non-retirement funds? So this question really becomes one of, if you already know you're going to have enough resources to retire before 59 and a half, which is when those retirement age restrictions occur, then maybe you want to adjust your savings strategy, your savings location, such that you can optimize where those dollars are saved in order to make certain strategies eligible. But it can only be done if you have done the first portion of the retirement planning exercise, which is to determine whether you have the financial capability to retire before 59 and a half. Because underlying this question is if you're past 59 and a half, then this doesn't really matter that much. We can start to think about things like pre-Medicare health insurance, or maybe having a brokerage account for Roth conversions to help fund Roth conversions. But again, those are optimizations. And if you watch my content, you know that we'll talk about fundamentals or foundational things first, and that's resources. And then optimizations come second. We can't optimize if we don't have enough money to make retirement work. And so the answer to this question is, there's nothing wrong with people putting money everywhere. It's just, one, do they have the means? And two, is it actually going to provide them a net benefit in terms of retirement? If it's great to create an after-tax source of funds, but if you have to work till 68 and those after-tax funds don't provide any actual benefit from a planning perspective because you had to work longer because your after-tax savings would not support the retirement age you wanted, that's not necessarily a win, right? So I think it's just a bit of texture and nuance. Hopefully that was a good answer. Thank you for the question @RobMerich3281. Real quick, let me show you the exact 3-pillar comprehensive retirement roadmap that takes retirees from uncertainty to peace of mind that less than 1% of retirees actually have in place. Now, I built hundreds of these for retirees, and I can say with a high degree of confidence that these are the 3 pillars every retiree needs to have in place in order to have full confidence that they're not missing anything in their retirement plan. And I broke each of these down by the specific questions. You can see them here that each needs to be answered and the best way to answer them. Now, we've done this across pre-retirees, recent retirees, married couples, single retirees, $1 million portfolios, $10 million portfolios, all the above, and it works. And it's my gift to you today. It's absolutely free. It's in the first link in the description below this video. It's going to say free comprehensive retirement roadmap training. Just click the link, enter your info, and you'll get instant access all for free.